Friends, you must have seen many powerful people in your life, or you must have heard about them, who put their abilities on the brink of their strength and power, and the world still remembers them today. They unfortunately said to the frogs who were trying to get out, that you should not tire yourself in trying to get out. It is not possible for you to get out of here. You will never be able to come out of this pit. But life is beautiful for everyone, the fallen frogs in the pit ignored their words and tried to get out of the pit. They would jump hard and fall into the pit before reaching the edge of the pit. It was difficult for the frogs outside to see this pain. With sad, high-pitched voices, they were telling the two frogs not to put themselves in pain. They were telling the two frogs not to put themselves in pain. It was difficult to get out of this pit. Finally, one frog listened to them and left the hope of life, while the other frogs made their efforts even faster. The more the frogs outside were against him, the more force he would use to jump. Finally, that moment came when the frogs jumped with all their strength and came out of the pit. Friends, whenever you hear the word power, does such a picture appear in your mind as well? A powerful person, friends, is physical strength the real strength? If your answer is yes, then you should watch this video. Because today I am going to tell you about such a power that is present in you, which is somewhere higher than physical strength, but you may not be aware of it, but today you will be able to see this video and know it. So stay with me. So friends, let's start with a story. Some frogs were passing through a jungle, laughing, smiling, making selfies. Suddenly, in this laughter, they saw a man. Two frogs fell into a pit on the way. All the frogs quickly gathered in the pit. When they saw that the pit was very deep, and they learned that these two frogs will never be able to come out of this pit, they became SA. All the frogs were stunned to see this scene. They did not believe it. He was surprised to see that a frog could come out alive from such a deep pit, but he was actually surprised when the frog came out and started thanking him in his happy voice. If you wouldn't have encouraged me, then I wouldn't have been alive today. Then the other frogs found out that the frog was actually a bear. He couldn't even hear it. He was just looking at them, screaming loudly, looking at them, waving their hands, and he was thinking that they were motivating him. They were telling him to jump out, and this thing kept increasing his courage and took him to the side of life. So friends, this is the power of words. Wouldn't have been among you guys. You saw how these words were used, how you can get someone out of the clutches of death and bring them to the light of life, and how you can push someone into the darkness of death. And this power is within you too. Recognize this power of yours and use it correctly. You must have heard that famous story that when people had to cut down a tree in a village, then all the villagers gathered around that tree and started saying bad things about it. After a few days, that tree fell on its own, and then it dried up. So friends, pay attention. We will talk about others later. When you talk to yourself, when we are alone, when there is a decisive turn in life, when you face a challenge, then always be positive. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in the fact that you are the only one who can make the impossible possible, who can go beyond people's thoughts. Remember, believe. It opens the doors of success. The belief that you have on yourself, on your abilities. Think well, speak well, do well. Success will always be waiting for you. And always remember one thing. Wherever you want to dig the earth, you will definitely get the treasure. The condition is only to dig the earth with the belief of success. Because belief is everything. Subscribe me.